The alternate community on YouTube has assisted many channels in acquiring interest and attention throughout the years, before these channels inevitably branch out to something much larger. But few are left behind and forgotten, and so is the case with Richie Giese, better known by his channel name, Social Repose. His channel, initially slow to get attention, saw a burst of it due to his ever-evolving outfit, music, and a relationship with another rising content creator. His reach seemed endless as his collaborations with other large channels and his artistic stunts worked in his favor, providing him a large audience and what seemed to be a cemented spot not only in the alternate community but also YouTube in general. But his hubris was his downfall. His overconfidence and his notion that he was untouchable led him to cheat on his girlfriend. And with the release of this information came several unending waves of backlash to Social Repose, each wave deteriorating not only his channel but also his mental state. And like waves on a boulder, his following and his social status had been eroding throughout the years, with more recent controversies seeing him repeat the same mistake, leaving him with only a fleeting small fraction of his audience, and an anger against the YouTube community that abandoned him in the height of his controversies, gaining few things throughout the years, besides an interesting story to tell. This is the rise and fall of Social Repose. The story of Social Repose begins in 2011 with a college student studying film production with a focus on sound engineering, a degree that would not only help in his career but also his hobby of music production, and created Social Repose Music on April 22, 2011. The channel name was later shortened to just Social Repose and initially seemed like a depository for his own original songs and song covers. His music inspired by a mix of alternative and electronic music, both genres very popular at the time. These videos were mostly his songs mixed in with a still image, with few videos containing footage to accompany it, and due to his education had very crisp audio for 2011 standards and recorded competent songs that garnered a small amount of views. It was a little over a month after his first upload that he uploaded his first vlog in which he introduces himself. Within this video, he explains that Social Repose is not a band, but rather a project.
Well, hello, I'm Richie, or Social Repose, and this is my first video log, or vlog. I told you guys I would do this probably about a month ago or so, but I've been kind of lazy, so I'm finally getting around to doing it. So some quick information on Social Repose. It's not really a band, it's more a project. It's just me on my little microcord making silly little riffs and putting them together on the internet for you to enjoy.
It should be noted that Social Repose also took advantage of other internet avenues, and often promoted his Bandcamp, which included his EP, and his Facebook page, which mostly focused on promoting his music projects and his merchandise. But even with this outreach, he still only had a minor following, with his music videos far outperforming his monthly several-minute-long vlogs, and only a few select videos surpassing 1,000 views in the first few years of their inception. Though his efforts were not fruitless. On occasion, he met a fan at one of his many shows he played around the United States and was developing a small community of fans, some of which he added on his personal Facebook. But unbeknownst to the fans, they would be starved of YouTube content, as Social Repose, nearing his college graduation, landed a job relating to his major.
So guess what, guys? I just got a job a couple weeks ago, and it has something to do with my major. I'm a film major, and I'm about to graduate, and I get to do commercials and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. But we know the ultimate reason for getting a job, right?
And along with his own music, saw very little time for YouTube, mostly only uploading scattered songs and other things relating to his music for the majority of 2012 and 2013. But finally, in 2014, he came back with some good news. As he had discussed prior, his music career was taking off and he was able to play with an up-and-coming band and go to several venues to play his music. But his lingering group of fans were quick to notice the war bonnet that he added to his outfit, along with the remains of black grease paint plastered lightly around his neck. The importance of this was that he was developing a unique image, or rather gimmick, that his viewers could easily identify him by. No longer would he easily blend in with the many alternative YouTube content creators working their way up, as Social Repose was now the man with the Native American headdress, later changing it to a purple and black headdress along with adopting white makeup. This mixed in with his nearly daily uploads of covers from various bands helped in gaining him more traction to his YouTube, with some videos gaining well over 1,000 views a week after their upload. And outside of YouTube, Social Repose was being just as proactive, as by the final months of 2014, he'd gone on tour where he played an estimated 20 shows and drove around 14,000 miles across the United States. The extra effort being made reflected on his YouTube channel as he reached 8,000 subscribers by December of 2014 to only have it increase to nearly 10,000 by January of 2015. And so he continued his uploads of covers, music videos, and now with a much higher frequency, his commentary videos, where he would share his views on a broad or specific subject. Fans enjoying his wackiness and upbeat personality that was only amplified by his modesty, as seen on his earlier videos. These commentary videos soon becoming the main course of his channel. With this building of his audience came more additions to his outfit, like these mechanical wings introduced February of 2015, later earning him the nickname Mother Moth. This came about when fans at his shows would call him Dad or Daddy. Feeling either uncomfortable or wanting to be unique, Social Repose came up with the name Mother Moth in response to people calling him Daddy, and of course because of his mechanical wings. But not all of his outfit choices were welcomed by the YouTube community, like his war bonnet, as in Native American culture, are usually reserved for rituals, festivals, and dances. Some viewing it as a very sacred tradition and criticized him for wearing it and not being of Native American descent. Though he was reluctant, he finally, to the displeasure of fans, addressed it in this video posted in August of 2015.
So the only thing that my headdress has in common with a traditional ceremonial Native American headdress is its shape. Other than that, it doesn't resemble in the symbols on the headband. It is made from a different animal. It is dyed the wrong color. The shape is similar, but everything else is totally different, making it not a traditional ceremonial sacred headdress.
This 7-minute video sparked his first true controversy, with fans not pleased with his response and his headdress forever solidified in his outfit. It remained a point of contention throughout his time on YouTube. But outside of the situation with his headdress, the support for him far outweighed any opposition brought against him. This support doing nothing but growing exponentially, helped by his newest album, Yalta. His unique outfit that now included his large black contacts known as sclera lenses, as well as his branching out on various video series on his channel, like his short 10-second long skits, music covers, Goth Reacts to X reaction videos, and most famously, his videos showcasing and mimicking popular alternative band members' singing voices. His first one gaining over 1 million views only a few months after its upload, no doubt contributing to his rapidly increasing subscriber count, which hit over 100,000 by the end of 2015, only to be almost doubled a month later. With this newfound attention came several other internet personalities wanting to collaborate with him, namely YouTube content creators Hair Jordan, Brian Stars, and fledgling Instagram personality Avila and her friend Billy. Avila and Billy appearing more frequently in Social Repose's videos. And to fans' pleasure, on February 21st, 2016, Social Repose uploaded a video called How I Got My Girlfriend, where he shows Avila a movie trailer themed relationship proposal, which she ecstatically accepts. From here, she quit her job to begin working for free for Social Repose by running his merchandise stand while touring. And again, following a similar pattern, the following month he gained 100,000 more subscribers, his channel rising faster than he could have ever anticipated. But just as there were many high points at the beginning of 2016, there were also some low ones, demonstrated by his video Giving Up on May 8th, where he talks about his frustration with his most recent tour along with other things that have been bothering him and his loss of motivation. Viewers were quick to support him with kind comments and reassured him that they were there for him, with him, 10 days later, responding happily that his viewers and family alike were looking out for him. Later, his viewers taking note at the disappearance of Avila from his videos, some mistakenly referring to the fake breakup video uploaded on his channel on April 1st. But shortly after, this video seemed to become a reality. But most viewers' attention quickly shifted focus to a video commenting on Social Repose made by popular YouTube content creator LAKEY is Here.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So a few days ago I was just on YouTube looking around for some quality ass content, and I ended up finding a certain YouTuber that goes by the name of Social Repose. Social Repose is a YouTuber that makes vlogs, music videos, and dresses like a fucking bird. Now I have no issue with this guy's content whatsoever. I think that some of his vlogs aren't even that bad. So I really hope that this video doesn't come across like I'm attacking this guy personally.
As many of his videos did at the time, LAKEY received well over 2 million views in the video he did covering Social Repose. Social Repose, immediately aware of this video, made a video response the next day. And to his surprise, LAKEY's video on him was extremely good for his channel, as LAKEY, at the time, was known for his scathing commentary and waves of fans that often heavily disliked videos or just spammed the comment section of the video he was discussing. None of which was a result of LAKEY's video. Rather, a large portion of LAKEY's viewers took interest in Social Repose and consumed his music, further promoting his popular music video Island of Yours and adding not only to his viewer base, but also nearly doubling his amount of subscribers. This attention spreading beyond YouTube to more traditional mediums, exemplified when Social Repose got a call to audition for the popular television show America's Got Talent. But after much practice and a very poor audition, Social Repose soon abandoned the idea of appearing on the show because he came to the realization that the producers wanted him on the show for him to fail on camera and to broadcast that failure on national television. But he found himself in another spotlight, and a non-traditional one at that. When Jerica Bolin, a 14-year-old girl suffering from a severe form of spinal muscular atrophy, made national headlines after she decided she wanted to pull the plug on her life support. Fans of Social Repose directing him to a post she made talking about how talking with Social Repose through Skype is at the top of her bucket list. But Social Repose took it a step further. In secret, he purchased a plane ticket and flew out to Wisconsin to surprise her at her send-off event, which mimicked a prom. This gesture winning over the hearts of many. Him easily being able to afford the plane ticket in part due to his massive increase in YouTube revenue, increasing enough that it allowed him to purchase a new set of mechanical wings that cost him over $2,000 and moved out of his mother's basement in Washington, D.C. into a house in Virginia where he was the sole inhabitant. And so began the slow process of moving, complicated slightly by the house's ongoing renovations, but the revenue received from his network at the time, Fullscreen, helped with some comfort. His network also introducing him to other YouTube content creators working under the same network and would at times set up collaborations. One such collaboration was with another alternate channel that was of similar size, known as Jacqueline Glenn, and their collaboration idea? Consuming a Bible. But this did not come without its hiccups. Being that Jacqueline Glenn and Social Repose had never met prior, they did not know what to expect from each other. Jacqueline Glenn, feeling uncomfortable with this ominous figure covered in the remnants of black grease paint, called a female friend for reassurance. But to her surprise, once the camera began rolling and spent some time eating paper with Social Repose, Jacqueline Glenn formed an interest in Social Repose. But that was the extent of good things to come from this video, as only 20 minutes after uploading the hour-long video on his channel, Social Repose got death threats, lost 1,000 subscribers, and got a call from his manager for damage control, where they later decided to delete the video. But not too soon after this, he found himself in yet another minor controversy. His ex-girlfriend Avila, who had mysteriously vanished from his channel, had been speaking to Onision, another alternate YouTube content creator, and told him that she broke up with Social Repose because of his constant cheating with up to 6 women in the time span of their 5 months of dating. Onision releasing multiple videos about the subject and warning Jacqueline Glenn that Social Repose would cheat on her as well, but due to his own scandals had little credibility. Social Repose scarcely defending himself and mostly ignoring the ongoing attacks. Instead, his sights were set on someone else. That someone being Jacqueline Glenn. As about a month after their collaboration, in September of 2016, they went on their first official date to see a horror movie and later began dating monogamously. This increasing their collaborations along with their view counts, as their fans merged because a large portion of viewers now watch both Jacqueline Glenn and Social Repose, and though his future was looking bright, his past came back to haunt him. In a YouNow livestream during November of 2016, Avila spoke about her relationship with Social Repose and confirmed the rumors about him cheating on her.
So Onision was wrong about no. Richie cheated on me a lot. That's true. He really did. With a lot of people. Multiple people. He did cheat on me. For sure. That's a real thing that happened. Who did you cheat with? Nobody that you would know. It's not like, internet-y people. It was just kind of people he messaged on Facebook to hook up with. And then, okay, I'm gonna stop talking because I'm like actually live right now.
Social Repose, taking note of this livestream, made a response, saying that it was low of her to divulge private information on a public forum, and decided that he wanted to keep all his future relationships private to avoid a repeat of the situation. Not abiding by this, and only 8 days later, he uploaded a video of him in Las Vegas where he proposed to Jacqueline Glenn and married her in the same video. But unbeknownst to viewers, the certificate was not signed by the state, so under the government they were not technically married. Him later admitting it was a stunt between the two of them to get married and divorced as a joke. Later, in another event involving Jacqueline, he tweeted at popular content creator Toby Turner to leave Jacqueline alone as they once dated, causing a slew of drama channels to cover this interaction between the two. Facing backlash from Toby Turner's fans and finding difficulty from many other things, like the ex he cheated on, his trailer and all of his touring equipment inside of it hit by a stranger's vehicle, and most talked about, him having a public relationship when he said he would keep his future relationships private. But beyond these small controversies was his thriving fanbase that got him to 755,000 subscribers by the end of 2016, though there was still a small problem. Throughout YouTube, many channels had seen their view counts drop drastically and blamed a possible change in the YouTube algorithm. Social Repose, though still receiving an abundant amount of views, was hit by this change. Instead of receiving the 100,000 to 1 million views he would usually get per video, he was now averaging 50,000 to 300,000 views per video. Still a significant amount of views, but also a noticeable drop. Something else that was noticeable was that by the earlier months of 2017, he mostly stopped posting his traditional music-related content. His reasoning behind this is because after his YouTube got popular, posting music to YouTube started to feel more like a job than a hobby, but reassured his viewers that he would continue to produce music outside of YouTube and continue to go on tours, where just as Avila, Jacqueline Glenn worked managing his merchandise. But as the year progressed and his viewer counts fell further, he decided to finally address it.
Over the past couple weeks, or even months, but you know, it's been about a month or two, I've noticed everything kind of slipping a little bit, and a lot less people are watching me as a whole. It's not even on YouTube, it's just in general. And I remember a lot of people saying they wanted more music, but the more music stuff I post, the last cover I posted a couple days ago got 25,000 views, which is not a lot for a channel with 800,000 plus subscribers. So I'm confused, I feel trapped, and I'm terrified that my next effort with the record and the videos won't do well because everyone's gone already.
Similar to this video, there were many other low-energy, somber videos uploaded to Social Repose and had much less viewership. This was not the only change to his content, as a large portion of his videos were filmed outside of his traditional outfit, with many others having a more serious tone, rather than his popular satirical ones. This likely influenced not only by his falling view counts, but also the demonetization of his videos, or rather the loss of revenue on many videos on his channel due to advertisers leaving YouTube. Even with these many unpleasant things going on, he still had many fans, and in a now deleted video, he shows his house from an aerial view on Google Maps. Boasting at how isolated his house is, and confident that no one would find it, he offered any fan who could find and visit his house a glass of milk as a reward. To his surprise, a fan took him up on this offer, and explained due to him feeling unsafe, he turned her away. Most viewers were supportive of his perspective, but others quick to criticize him, not only for revealing the location of his house, but also offering a challenge that a less mentally stable viewer would accept. This marking yet another low point of 2017, but there was far worse to come.
I'm sorry, I'm a mess. And I'm not
probably gonna feel better for a long time. And I know I look like hell. That's fine, right? Richie was so willing to like put me in videos, and like I just felt like he was so proud to be with me, and I took that as such a compliment. But now we are not together anymore, and there is this girl that he dated briefly, I think a few years ago. He reconnected with her after his last relationship ended, and they stayed in touch. And a few months after we started dating, like officially started dating, he slept with her. And they stayed in touch throughout our entire relationship, the entire relationship. And on his most recent tour, the first date, it was, I think, New Jersey or New York, I don't know exactly where, okay? First date on the tour, she went to his show, and he pulled her into a bathroom. For a quickie. I know this because I went through his phone and read his texts, and no, I don't feel sorry about it. Meanwhile, he's planning a week with this girl in December, like, but it started so early in our relationship that I'm now sitting here feeling like nothing was real. And he told me it didn't mean anything, and it would, this is not a mistake. This is not an accident. This is not something that happened once. This has been ongoing. Like, and I'm not even convinced it's only her. I'd actually be surprised if there weren't more. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't really want to talk about this anymore. I know that I had to address it, and I'm prepared for whatever backlash that I get.
Quick to react, Social Repose uploaded his own perspective on the situation as a reply to Jacqueline Glenn's video.
I just finished watching Jacqueline's video, and all the brutal graphic details that she explained to everyone. So I'd like to give some very descriptive details of my own, not to slander Jacqueline or anything, just to kind of, I guess, give you a deeper context on why I did what I did. I do deeply regret it. Everyone was incredibly devastated when they heard that we had broken up, because I did cheat on her, just like I did my ex-girlfriend. And she kind of took me on with the thought that she could fix me, and that, there's a lot of good parts that she saw in me. And I commend her for that, but at the same time, everyone did warn her, and I don't know, it just sucks that I proved them all right. I did. I always kind of felt this unbalance in the relationship, even early on, which terrified me, and I could never bring it up to her. All the way, we dated for 11 months, and I could never talk to her about it, just because I was so afraid, because she got so attached to me so quickly. She was just, it's almost like she just, after month 2 or 3, she was like ready to settle down with me and ready to get a house, and it just seemed so perfect. And I was like, what are you doing? What do you... And it's clearly I'm a careerist. I'm so deeply entrenched in Social Repose just as an entity that it comes first. It comes before all my love and relationships and even family to an extent. This is my life. I've chosen it, and I put my all into it. But I promise you I'll do better with my videos and my content. And, you know, it's always important to strive to just be better when you know that you fucked up and you know that you've ruined somebody. And I can't take back what I did, but I can look in the future and prevent it from ever happening again.
This video is regarded by some as the worst apology on YouTube. In contrast to Jacqueline's video, his cold delivery and lack of visible remorse was a turnoff to many viewers. Also, his suggestiveness at how she should have expected this from a known cheater. This and his lack of an apology to Jacqueline and only to his viewers added salt to the wound, and on top of many other things, made this an extremely destructive response for Social Repose's channel. Him opting to delete it soon after its upload due to the insurmountable amount of backlash it received. But it was too late. The damage had been done. This video, now in the hands of the commentary community, picked it apart for every statement he made. To add fuel to the fire, 2 days after Jacqueline's video, Avila, his ex, which he also cheated on, began a YouNow livestream where she talked about his cheating in detail, as well as mentioning her theory that Jacqueline Glenn later supported that Social Repose likes to be perpetually sad because he thinks it makes him write better music.
I saw at least 20 conversations, and that's just what I could see from a quick scroll. At least 20 conversations with just these random girls on Facebook, of him messaging his fans to see if they had turned 18 yet, of him, like, seeing if these, like, really, really young girls, like, barely 18 could drive, if they were in his area. Anyway, so we broke up officially. Never got back together after that. That was at the end of July. At the end of July, we broke up. So if you hooked up with Social Repose anywhere between February to July 2016, that was my boyfriend. That's another thing, I guess. Whenever I did say anything publicly about any of the stuff that he had done, and I didn't even go into detail. I mean, this is the most detail anybody's ever gotten, and it's not even fucking detailed. I mean, shit. Anyway, he flipped out, and he sent me these long, awful messages about how he was gonna make me look so shitty on the internet, and he was gonna tear me down, and he had the following to do it, and I wasn't gonna stand a chance because nobody gave a shit about me, because he could make me look bad and they would listen to him, and I had no feet to stand on. And you know what? Fuck it. I've got 2 feet and they work just fine.
This, coupled with YouTube content creators Penguin Zero's response that got over 3 million views, led to Social Repose losing 10,000 subscribers in the first few days of this scandal, with all of his videos uploaded afterwards receiving a significant amount of dislikes as well as flooded with comments condemning him for his actions, as the shared viewers and friends of Social Repose and Jacqueline Glenn sided with Jacqueline Glenn as a direct result of all this backlash. Social Repose symbolically losing his spot within the alternate community's inner circle. Due to all of this, he decided to cancel his next tour, where shortly after, he faced another wave of backlash, because the fan that visited him, whom he shortly turned away after a 20-minute chat, had recently ended her life, which angered many viewers. But it was later revealed by Social Repose and others that she had severe mental issues, and in spite for being turned away, had doxed Social Repose's address in the intention of getting him harassed for turning her away. Overall, a complicated issue that had many viewers perplexed on how to react. But there was a silver lining in all of this. Due to all the attention directed toward his channel, he saw a massive surge of views, ending 2017 with an unclear future for his channel. But as 2018 developed, an image began to form. Less uploads, with a notable fraction of them relating to the fallout of his and Jacqueline's relationship, including stunts like selling a love note that Jacqueline had written for him and writing a song about her asking for a truce. Jacqueline reacted by rebutting his arguments and making her own song parodying the one made by Social Repose. And if looking specifically at viewer approval, these videos are polar opposites, with Jacqueline's receiving a tremendous amount of likes, attention, and positive comments, and the one created by Social Repose only a fraction of the views, but a significantly larger amount of dislikes and disdainful comments, something he would struggle to change in his future videos. But what he could change, he did, as he began attending therapy and moved from an isolated one-story house in a rural area to a two-story house in the dense suburbs of Las Vegas, Nevada, where the same month he reached 1 million total subscribers. But this was a hollow victory, due to a slowdown of uploads, lack of collaborators, and most importantly, the hatred towards him. His viewership was not representative of his 1 million subscribers, as he was at best reaching 33% of his subscribers and at worst only 2% with his newest uploads. This was further hurt by his continued passive aggression towards Jacqueline Glenn and made another song about her reciprocating by uploading a reading of his cheating messages in song form. Her video went viral and got nearly 9 million views, introducing millions of new viewers to Social Repose's actions. Social Repose responding by making another song, by repeating the most notable line from her video, "Just one more booty pic." Again, like their previous interaction, he had little viewership and much criticism, while she had the exact opposite. A month later, him coming to terms with the state of his channel by uploading "My Channel is Dying," where due to his falling revenue has stopped attending therapy, and admits, again, that he began treating YouTube as more of a job than a hobby and lost much of his inspiration.
Some of you may or may not have noticed the past few months, I don't even know what time perception is at this point, but the past few months I've been having trouble finding footing of what direction I want to go with my art, or what I want to say, or what messages I want to convey, and it's kind of just dribbled down to just putting out crap. And I used to go to therapy, but it got too expensive. I don't have health care, and this is kind of the only way I know how to express things. I feel like I need to get excited again, and a lot of people saying that, "Hey, Richie, like your channel's dead. What's going on?" Well, yeah, it's because my head's not in the game like it used to be, and I'm not burnt out yet, but I'm on that road, and something needs to happen. Something needs to change.
Adding to the growing collection of somber videos largely influenced by his alleged diagnosed depression. Another theme that continued throughout this year was his videos continually getting demonetized and his attempts at an apology towards Jacqueline Glenn not working in his favor. Though he did find approval elsewhere, and that was through Scorn, his newly adopted black cat which his audience adored. But something that his audience was less fond of was the constant drama with other YouTube content creators and the controversy that came from it. His video, My Problem with Jessie Page, being a perfect mixture of both, or as the title suggests, is a critique video on Jessie Page, criticizing her on her editing, claims of pandering to her audience, her laugh, and a few other things. And though he had a few points that other commentators agreed upon, his lack of likability and credibility had many calling him a hypocrite. A larger grievance was that Jessie Page was friends with Jacqueline Glenn and many other content creators that distanced themselves from Social Repose after his recent scandals. This being a point iterated through several videos from other content creators critiquing his video, like Jacqueline Glenn's, which was released the very same day that his video was uploaded.
Let me sum it up for you, alright? Let me sum up his video. Hey guys, I don't like Jessie Page because she's really positive and happy, and I think she's fake, but actually I don't like her because she's friends with people that I don't like, and I'm really butthurt that they all took my ex's side in our breakup, and also my channel is dying, I'm losing relevancy, and I think by putting her name in my title, I might get more clicks and views, so...
The Jessie Page video was the first of a few other critique videos that performed equally, if not worse. This was stringed along with a few other experimental, unsuccessful videos. making it clear that, like most other content creators do from time to time, try to reinvent themselves or their content because they're either losing inspiration or they're attempting to attract a new or larger audience to rejuvenate their channel. But as his view count continued to drop, and at the start of 2019, due to his loss of passion and direction for his channel, he announced he was going on a hiatus for an uncertain amount of time. When he finally returned 3 months later, he came back inspired and produced a series of highly edited videos and received an unexpected amount of support from his viewers. But he still had his low points, some out of his control. This video came with the acceptance that he would have to move into a smaller home due to his falling view counts and the loss of his management, now that his videos averaged 20,000 views per video.
So I got a text from my leasing manager, who is pretty much the placeholder for my landlord, whom I've never met or spoken with. I guess that's just how they do things in Las Vegas. And he told me out of the blue, what times are you available for viewings? And I asked him what he meant by that, and he's like, oh, you didn't know the owner put the property up for sale. People have been coming in here several times a week, generally young couples or just people with realtors and leasing people, and have been looking in every single room because my house is up for sale, and apparently people have been putting in offers. Great. And once all this goes through, which is projected by the end of the month, they're going to give me a 30-day notice, and I am forced to move.
After being awake for around a 35-hour period, Social Repose uploaded a video addressing the current state of his channel, a feeling of hopelessness and uncertainty resonating throughout this video.
So, it's been 2 whole years. Kind of on the dot, actually. It's mid-November now. That's, for those of you who don't know, I had a pretty big oopsie, pretty big debacle 2 years ago on this channel. I so thought that I was going to come out guns a-blazing and everything was going to go great, and it didn't. And then the rest happened, and I got really bitter and angry and jaded, and it kept getting worse. And it wasn't just because the channel wasn't doing well. It was like, yeah, I just felt like my friends were all doing better than me. That's one thing that I lament a lot, is like, I've been a shitty friend. I think the core is like, I don't know what I'm doing, and nothing worked since the scandal, since all that, and it was all my fault. I fucked everything up, and I did my best to try and take everything out of the nosedive and try and really focus everything off my personal life and do music and continue just living my dream. It's really difficult seeing your dream on life support.
This was a stark contrast to his confident and composed self that was present on his channel 2 years ago, beckoning the question, how long until he is relieved of his transgressions that he has expressed much regret for? His newest scandal providing an answer. When his secret girlfriend Roy, well, now his ex-girlfriend, contacted several commentary channels informing them that Social Repose had once again cheated. This created another wave of backlash against him, addressing her claims in his videos, citing his waning interest in her as a sort of justification for his actions.
When we sat down to DTR, define the relationship, we decided on a open relationship where essentially you're not exclusive, but there is communication on what you do and how you conduct yourself. And it was going well for a little bit, but I started to lose interest. It didn't last very long. It was I would say about a month in. She started getting pretty jealous, and for good reason. It was pretty apparent that I wasn't as into the relationship as I should be when you're involved with somebody. And while we never formally discussed it, she urged me and us to be monogamous and to close off the relationship because she just wasn't feeling secure. Which is understandable. I don't think she was being totally unreasonable in those requests, but very clearly I didn't want it. She knew I didn't want that. But I didn't say no, and we didn't break up, because it was kind of like, if you don't accept this request, well, the only other way is to not see each other. So I didn't say no. But over the next month, I kept fooling around with people. I didn't respect her request. I didn't respect the relationship. And it felt like almost a retread of the relationship 2 years prior, which is pretty depressing.
This most recent scandal virtually nullifying everything he had done attempting to clear his name, and crushing the hopes of his viewers that this very situation wouldn't happen again, with Roy divulging personal details about his sentiment towards other creators. As described by her, Social Repose is wildly jealous and harbors hatred of the community that left him behind, seemingly learning nothing from his 2 years of punishment and doomed to repeat this cycle. A shame for many viewers and content creators alike, as many who have met him in person describe him as a friendly, likable, upbeat creator. But this is contrasted with the selfishness and deceitfulness of a cheater, a creator with such potential, tainted by his inability to grasp the simple concept of faithfulness. His viewers continuing the cycle of condemning him by mass dislikes and hate-filled comments. Social Repose and his viewers stand on similar footing, where they both understand the direction of his channel and watch it impossibly fall further. Though there is always hope for improvement or change of content that may revitalize his channel, in the end, due to all of his injustices and lack of culpability, it's more likely that his channel will lose all relevancy and finally enter a true repose.